Well, Ross, thanks for joining us. After the success against the league leaders, this night was particularly frustrating.
Extremely frustrated, Dave. I would probably go as far as say that one of, if not the most frustrating for me since I've been in permanent charge. There's been worse performances by a long stretch, but that's probably why it's so frustrating and so disappointing, because I thought for 35 minutes we were outstanding tonight, but it's not enough. That's not enough. We need, for me, it's very similar to probably not as good, but very similar to the Scunthorpe performance. Come out, you need to be ruthless, need to kill a team off. And then if you don't let it drift and let the opposition get back in and have to follow a game plan. We had conversations at half-time and discussed how we felt Morecambe were going to get back into it. I felt that they rolled their sleeves up and had a real go at stopping us from playing just before half-time, and credit to them for doing that. And we felt we had a way of managing that to get the ball up the pitch, to narrow some of the gaps in between us as a group defensively, and we didn't follow the instruction. And like I say, for me to not continue that performance and kill a team off is disappointing, and then to not follow the instructions in the second half is extremely frustrating.
And those instructions were what? For
me, they were more compressed us, a lot more aggressive in the last sort of 5 minutes before half time, and forced us into some errors, which is good from them. Tough conditions to play in, but we need to manage those conditions. It was something I felt we did really well on Saturday, that when it was tight and Newport got after us, we found territory on the pitch. We give ourselves an opportunity to get up the pitch and put Morecambe on the back foot, and I don't think we did that. I've just said to the players there, I think I can remember 2 occasions in the second half where we managed the game well and give ourselves an opportunity to get up the pitch. It's okay playing in the way that we did in the first half, which I thought was really, really good. But like we did in the second half against Newport, our centre-halves were on the halfway line, so it gives you an opportunity to control the game. And there was too much backwards, not enough quality in terms of us getting us up the pitch, and it's extremely disappointing, Dave.
And as you say, it started so brightly, and it was a quality goal, wasn't it?
Yes, it was, and I felt there was a number of moves like that in the game. But there's got to be some sort of sustainability in the way that you go to apply that. Like I said to you there, it feels very similar to the performance and the way the game panned out at Scunthorpe, because we went there, we started the game brightly, obviously we missed the penalty, and then it was almost like it wasn't enough to fulfil that, and enough to kick on and push ourselves to go more and go and put a team to the sword. And it shows that if you don't do that, and we don't follow the instructions that we feel are going to help us, we end up with a second half like that.
And I imagine you'd be very disappointed with both goals. Extremely
disappointing, because I felt there was a manner for us, a way for us to get up the pitch first of all before the first goal come. It come a while after the incident that I'm talking about, but we brought a little bit of pressure on ourselves, and a little bit more and a little bit more. And then it's a scrappy one, the way it ends up in the back of the net. And then the second one is another instruction that we spoke about at half time, about getting pressure on the ball in the middle of the pitch and trying to nullify any balls that go down the middle of the pitch, because that's a real strength for theirs. Stockton's a handful. We didn't do it well enough and we've conceded.
Dan Johnson took some real punishment, particularly in the second half.
Yeah, he did. He's been bashed about a little bit, and when you're a good player and you're scoring goals, I suppose you become a bit more of a focus like that. I felt that there could have been a little bit more protection for him, as I felt that could have been the case for Leanne Goal in the first half. But it's not the referee's fault or the aggressive tactics that you come. If you've got a good centre forward that's in form, that's going to be the case.
Was it because of sort of previous injuries that you brought off Craig Clay?
A little bit, yeah. He'd suffered with a knock to his back during the game, and it was a little bit of a precaution and a change of shape a little bit to try to get us on the front foot again and going for the result. So a little bit of everything, I suppose.
League results at home have been very impressive recently, but it's a tough game on Saturday now with Crawley.
Very much so, but like tonight was. I think I've just said to the players there, there's probably not an outstanding team in the league this year like there was last year when we had Swindon and Plymouth, and you always felt that they were gonna run away with it, or they were really tough teams to come up against. There's some good teams, of course, not taking anything away from anybody, but there's a number of teams very similar to us that on their day can beat you, and that's my frustration. And my message to the players there really is that what we can't become is this: when we're on our day, we're unplayable. When we're on our day, we're unstoppable. When we're on our day, we can beat anyone. We can't be on your day every week. There's got to be moments in the way that we are more professional. I think we've done the ugly away to Port Vale. We've done the not so great performance at home against Harrogate and won the game comfortably. We've got to be able to understand what tactically the game's going to look like, understand what's going to help us to manage games and come through that. So yeah, Crawley's going to be a tough game at the weekend. Obviously the circumstances have changed in terms of crowds and people being allowed to come in, so we've enjoyed our one opportunity so far. But we need to get back on track, and again, it's a similar message that I've just said to the boys there. Look, it's so frustrating. I feel like we take real big strides forward, not just one step forward, two steps back, a massive stride forward, and then a setback, and then another big stride forward, and then there becomes another setback, and we need to aspire for more.
How disappointed are you that the faithful can't be there on Saturday?
Extremely. I think Saturday showed you, Dave, that we've put in some good performances this year, and you can't help but feel like some of those have gone a little bit unnoticed because people are not there and people don't celebrate them. I think it was a fantastic thing for myself and the players to be able to celebrate again with a crowd and embrace the fact that we'd beaten a good team at home with a good performance. So extremely disappointing. We know that when our crowd get behind us, certainly like they did, not taking any away from the first half, but the way that the second half panned out, that it's a great place to play your football. So extremely disappointed, and I think like everybody else, there's a wider world, isn't there, that's going to suffer, but it's certainly going to continue to have a big impact on the football.
Finally for me, Ross, bruised pride, but any injuries from tonight?
Nothing so far that's come out glaring, Dave. Like I've said to you before, probably wait to see what people wake up like and come to work like in the morning. But like you said there, bruised pride, disappointment, should be disappointment because in my opinion that's a game we should have won.